Hello everyone, this is Plague Doctor, and in this video I'm going to be outlining one of the greatest fictional villains, Dan Kuroto from Kamen X-Aid. First, a brief description of what the story is about in X-Aid, and if you already know, skip to the timestamp on screen. In the world of X-Aid, a virus exists known as the Bugster virus, which manifests from 8 games and spawns from the character, a game character from the respective game, who slowly kills them. I think it's over a 24-hour period, I don't remember exactly though. But the more stressed out the carrier of the virus is, the faster this process goes. The main character of the story is Emu Hojo, who fights the virus as Kamen X-Aid. So let's hop right into the first actual appearance of Kuroto, which I know he does appear before this, but I'm going to be focusing on his actual appearance in his original season. We learned that Dan Kuroto made the Gashats, and from his first appearance he commands respect, speaking carefully and concisely, seeing the opposite of the main character, and playing a role as sort of a leader to the team, as he is the one that made their powers. Then you see Kuroto transforming into Kamen Rider Gem, and fighting the main characters using a level 3 form, and destroying all the heroes. He then meets Emu, one-on-one, and gives one of his best lines, which is, when you rewatch the show, makes way more sense. He compares Emu to a crystal, as if he'll be shattered by an evil patient. Kuroto has many awesome moments throughout the show, as he uses information to stop other characters from trusting each other and building up tensions, but it's not until he unlocks his next form we see his idealism and philosophy start to take form, as it's to the point where he's willing to die in order for him to unlock his level 10 form, which will be stronger than all the other characters. You're gonna get one of the most chilling fights. Killed Kamen Rider Laser at that character's level 3 form with seemingly no effort, showing his sheer unempathetic feelings towards others. Then we learn of Kuroto's plan to make Kamen Rider Chronicle, a game which will throw the order to chaos, making them all battle. We then get Kuroto's greatest scene in the whole show. Before I talk about it, shout out to Tetsuya Iwanagawa, who portrays Kuroto perfectly, and will do things off script to enhance Kuroto as a character. Kuroto was struggling in fights against every main character, as they're not a form stronger than his, is even stronger than his level 10 form. So Kuroto, to leg up the other characters, reveals in this chilling quote the truth behind the main character. Emu Hojo, how are you able to transform into X-Aid without undergoing the compatibility surgery? How are you able to create Gashats? Was your head hurt after transforming? There's only one answer, Emu Hojo. You are patient 0, the very first person in the world to be infected by the Bugster virus. Emu goes nuclear. As due to the shock from realizing this, he begins to die. While all characters currently look on in horror, Kuroto laughs and laughs, so much until he's exhausting himself. Kuroto then reveals that his form is not level 10, but level X, an unknown variable. Kuroto then explains that the Kamen Rider Chronicle will be the ultimate games, where civilians can take up arms and battle the Bugsters, or they will die. This is why Kuroto's philosophy takes form, that he wishes for everyone to battle and become strong, creating a new world in which Kuroto will be God. Kuroto then, a couple episodes later, is infected with the Bugster virus, which gives an incredible insight into Kuroto's psyche. From a young age, he was pressured to play his father into becoming a game developer, giving ideas to his father for games, which his father ultimately took credit for. Due to this, Dan Kuroto was convinced he was better than everyone, so when he learnt of some of Emu's game ideas, he was in complete disbelief and believed they were better than his, and lashed out in anger, infecting Emu with the game virus. Due to this nature of having credit stolen from him, he also gets extremely defensive over characters creating their own powers, because at the beginning of the show, he makes all the main abilities and thinks it's false and false replicas of his ideas. Kuroto, in this moment, tells Emu that he should just let him die, as he's infected by the Bugster virus. But Emu tells him doctors can't hate their patients, even through all the bad things he's done. Kuroto, in this episode, shows how much death scares him, and that he really doesn't want to die, and seems to feel regret. This episode is quintessential in understanding why Kuroto got to be who he is, and how due to an abusive father made him think he was God, shaped him into the man he is today. Kuroto then reveals that him being a victim was just part of his plan, that he lied, and he just lied to Emu. This is the thing he said from earlier, that a malicious patient will shatter his crystal. But I feel that Kuroto is lying to himself in this scene. He was legitimately scared of death, and him talking to Emu was a cry for help, but Emu couldn't save him. Kuroto then begins to take his final action for Kamen Rider Chemical. Emu, using his ultimate form, causes Kuroto to lose his ability to transform, making Kuroto lose all that power he's spent so much time trying to gain. And then Emu is killed by one of his closest allies, Pareto, a bugster. In this scene, Kuroto dies, and you can tell that Kuroto is in excruciating pain as he wails and screams until he eventually passes away. Tetsuya based this scene off Light's death note of an overzealous man with a god complex finally biting the bullet. Then, many episodes passed, where then Dan Kuroto comes back to life. This time we get the meme king god Dan Kuroto. But an annoying and common misconception I've seen in the community is that Kuroto doesn't really have much of a character arc, and although his resurrection self is funny, saying his character isn't good is just not true. Kuroto's character, in my opinion, only gets better. Kuroto unlocks a new form, known as Level 0, which doesn't look too different, but its ability to speak volumes to Kuroto's character, as he can now, upon contact with another enemy, reduce their level, weakening them. This, I believe, reflects the way Kuroto views himself, and with his relationship with Emu. He believes himself to shatter his crystal and weaken him, but Kuroto's second ability speaks even more to his character as an arc, as it allows him to resurrect, giving him 100 lives. This once fear of death he had turned to null. We then learn Kuroto seems to ultimately not care about death, which is that anyone killed by the bug's virus is simply stored as data. That Kamen Rider Chronicle begin, which is an all-out war between humans and bugsters, and if the humans win, all he has hurt and killed shall be resurrected, showing why Kuroto seems to not care about death, as to he really hasn't killed anyone, to be honest. Kuroto's relationship to other character is integral in understanding his character, which is Poppy, the mascot for the good guys, which is in fact a good bugster who is modeled after Kuroto's mother, but sees Kuroto as a father, which is weird for Kuroto as he treats her like a daughter even though she does look like his mother. Kuroto grows to love and care for her as a child. Then the unthinkable happens. Poppy dies. The impact this has on Kuroto is devastating. By this, as for every other person Kuroto killed, led to the death of, he had the ability to bring them back, but not Poppy. Kuroto's never properly understood death, and could not ever care about others, but until he died. But then he eventually came back through resurrection, basically making her think he was invincible. But Poppy's gone. She's not reincarnating. He has to experience the pain of losing his mother again, but also his daughter. Her final message tells him to not cause trouble and make fun games. Kuroto, still holding onto his god complex, tries to command her to not leave without his permission. He then, after the series ends, tries to honour her wish by creating a game for the main cast, which is just a fun game, which seems to just do what Poppy asked of him. We then learn that he escaped from his arrest. We then get a 3-part movie series on what Kuroto was doing. The first 2 parts barely show him, but in the third movie, his character gets to this point. He causes a catastrophe, unleashing monsters everywhere. He then unlocks his final form, God Maximum Gamer Level Billion, which is an amazing reflection of his character, basically allowing Kuroto to create whatever he wishes and alter reality, reflecting his controlling nature and how, in a moment when he tried to command Poppy to not die, that didn't work, showing that he now wishes for the power to control. Then, Kuroto is defeated by Kamen Rider Laser, the man he killed, and his character arc reaches its end, where he reveals how to bring back everyone he killed. Kuroto in this moment realizes he can't just bring back the lives of innocent people he killed, making them fight, and that's his decision to make on when innocent people he killed can come back. And Kuroto now understands how painful it is to lose the ones you love, not knowing if they'll come back or not. Kuroto puts on one final show. This is why he did the catastrophe, as he doesn't want to live in captivity. Kuroto has made the games which make people happy, and written all the wrongs he's done. But over the course of the story, Kuroto used up his 100 lives he got, and this is the last one. Kuroto then passes away in the rain, an innocent man. For the final portion of this video, I want to analyse Kuroto's main and best theme, which is Witch in the Dark. But first, let's listen to this total bop. Deep inside, deep inside, Not only is this song great sounding, it also gives a lot of insight to Kuroto's character. So I'm going to begin analysing the first line. This reflects Kuroto's underlying talent and Kuroto's struggle for identity and not knowing what to do, seeming to be when he was a child. Then, the next line talks about Kuroto's struggle with the evil inside of himself and endless temptation and the underlying evil, and how he regrets the things he's done but just tries to move on, even through his underlying feelings of self-hate and regret. It seems to be reflecting Kuroto and how he views himself as an evil god and a force of nature. This is probably the best lyric, as it shows how Kuroto feels a constant pain and has a conflicting soul, and how when others try and help him, he just throws it away. And how whenever he struggles, he just lashes out in anger. I think this is a callback to when he gave everything. This shows Kuroto's ambition and desire to do, but he doesn't know what to do with his feelings and ambition. Then we get the final line. He's about finding what to do with his desire, to get the dream of people and their fickle strength, to give them power, referring to Kamen Rider Chronicle, as he'll become their god. This song is the story of Kuroto's character in the early stages of X-Aid, as a child and then growing to be the man who caused Kamen Rider Chronicle. And with that, I'd like to end this video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.